I'm working for the Healthy Kids Menu initiative at the moment, which is the Premier's initiative. Essentially my role at this stage is focused purely on recruitment. So we're trying to enrol all the pubs, cafes and restaurants around Adelaide to sign up to this initiative and to incorporate a healthy children's menu in their venue. At the moment privately, I am doing some healthy cooking workshops. So that's kind of one aspect that I'm trying to develop on the side privately. So I am juggling at the moment the contract work with the Healthy Kids Menu, but I'm also developing a business in developing that healthy cooking workshop side. So what I really find interesting about the Healthy Kids role is the facet of selling health to a venue that essentially it's not part of their core business, so it's not something they're necessarily interested in. So essentially you're going into these places and you're asking them to dedicate their time and effort into something they don't necessarily see value to their own business. So that's what I really love about it. That's the challenge that I work with. So it's an interesting kind of sales type of role, trying to just change people's mindsets and convince them that healthy eating for communities is actually beneficial for their business. Being able to work for myself, I personally love because of the amount of control and the opportunity to create something from the ground up that's completely your own, which is really rewarding. So I started with the Opal project and I've worked in that role for 5 years. So my first foray into Opal was actually just as an admin officer. For my first 6 months with Opal, I wasn't really acting in a project officer or nutrition-based role. And then roles started opening up and I started applying for them. So with the 5 years that I was at Opal, I worked at a whole bunch of different councils as a project support officer. And essentially with Opal, because we had such a wide scope, what our role entailed was just doing anything and everything to support the community to eat healthy and be active. What appealed to me for Opal, I guess, was it appeared to be a very passionate organisation. They have a certain focus on recruiting people who really had the passion for healthy eating and physical activity, so that was one thing that appealed to me. But also it was the focus on working with communities. So you actually got to work in depth with the council over an extended period of time. So you really had that chance to really get to know your community, get to know your clientele, and then see progressive changes in the community itself in regards to their health. And that for me was very rewarding ultimately, and you build really strong relationships with the people you work with, so the children and the family. The fact that it was multifaceted was also really interesting for me. Coming from a purely nutrition background, I really enjoyed learning about other aspects of health that involved the physical activity side. So it was just further kind of growth and development for me. And being a health promotion program, it was very creative. You would have to create programs, create strategies to address whatever the community needed. With health promotion, especially with Opal, because you're working with children, you really needed to be a lot more creative